So I want you to stand up and try this with me. Make a backswing and feel your right hip moving in and back as your left shoulder has moved across and down. But here's the problem. Most golfers do the opposite. The hip moves out and turns flat and away from the target. And from here, the rest of their body compensates and you're out of position at the top of the swing. And this makes the forward swing and your contact much more difficult. But today we're going to pair up these good movements and bring them back together. Let's get started. So if you watch any top player, and you'll see how they build up this strong foundation. If we look at someone like Rory, for example, he has this initial trigger move, but then he creates this gap between his starting line as his hip rotates in and not out and away from the target. And this allows him, this correct movement here with his right hip, allows him for this left shoulder to go down and come across, end up being behind the ball at the top of the swing. So having the correct hip movement here will give you the support you need for this upper body to also move correctly. And it's this connection between the upper and lower part of the body working as a pair. If you match these up correctly, it sets you up perfectly for what's about to happen next. But for most golfers, this is different. This right hip moves out and away. And this would feel more like your knee is collapsing slightly and more of this swaying movement in the backswing. Now, as we saw with Rory, there is this lateral movement, but we don't want it leading to this position and leading to any of these mismatches between the upper and lower parts of the body. So if the right hip goes out, we see this sort of knee softening and the sort of inside of your right leg as you look at this face-on view. And then from here, what you tend to typically see is that your shoulders sort of stay target side of the ball. And then from here, lots of things can happen. You can end up either getting this sort of steep swing as you come back towards the ball, or what also can happen in that move is the hip goes out and the shoulders stay forward, and then you get this bump, and then the tilting comes from the upper half of the body as this gets trapped behind. The club gets right broad on the inside and you end up hitting these sort of push shots out to the right, or you need to make a late correction to save the shot. So it's this sort of combination. As one hip goes in one direction, we can see the shoulders and the top half of the body going in the other direction. So when the hip goes out and the shoulders compensate, that's what's destroying your forward swing. So this is what we're going to change today. So here's the drill that fixes both the hip and the shoulder movement together. We need either two alignment sticks or a golf club or a mix of both. And this will show you instantly if you're doing it right and also allow you to feel if you're doing the correct movement. So take your stick and I want you to place it on the ground inside your right heel. And then secondly, place the stick or your club across your shoulders. Now, firstly, from this starting height, I just want you to turn. I want you to turn the club on your shoulder to position it above this one on the ground. At the same time you're doing that, I want you to feel your hip is turning in and behind. So that's the combination of what we're looking for with this drill. It's a simple move, and by starting at normal height, this is how you can find it. But now from your golf posture, I want you to do the same with the right hip, but I want you to feel this left shoulder is now moving across and down. We need to keep in the same posture throughout the backswing. Again, it's the same combination. We turn in this club on your shoulders across to match the one on the ground. At the same time, this right hip's turning in and behind. And this is the new feeling. This is what I want you to feel as you bring the club back. We can always then take the hands off the club and complete the backswing, so you can add that if you want to do it in this way. Or this is a drill you can do at home, or you can do as a range session in between shots. And in the winter time now, it's maybe a good exercise to do, getting you ready for the next season. But this is the perfect way to combine the good movements with the upper half of the body and what this right hip is doing in the backswing. So it's a stick across the shoulders, and you're matching up this line here with the one on the floor as this right hip moves in. Now, the other thing to add to this, we don't want to sort of over-exaggerate any head movement to get the club here above the stick on the ground. Just normal rotation. Let's get that chest moving left and that will do it for you. We want to keep that head relatively central. We want to avoid any big movements to the right. We don't need to help it over here, because again, that would lead to this sway. So take your golf start position, take your posture. You're going to turn this club on your shoulders to the one above the ground by rotating the chest. At the same time, this right hip moves in and behind. Now you've matched these two pairings up correctly, the hip turning back and in and the shoulders covering this line on the inside of the right foot. You don't need any of those movements back towards the ball like you did before, those compensation movements that were costing you your good shots. So from this pair position, your left shoulder can now go down towards the ball in transition and not end up hanging back. This left hip can clear out of the way as now the right shoulder works under and across. First in the backswing, it was your left shoulder moving down and across. Now in the forward swing, as you have this reset, it's now your right shoulder moving down and across. But again, it's all starting from that correct position. You can't get the forward swing right if the backswing pairing was wrong. So first we need to do the drill, and we need to get this correct pairing here, and then we can have the forward swing that we're looking for and put it all together. So here's what we need to remember from today. The right hip moving out and away is what starts the whole problem. These hips move out and the shoulders compensate, and you're out of position at the top of your swing. And then you're fighting this next move in transition. So the drill fixes that, and we're pairing up what this right hip is doing at the same time we're moving the shoulders correctly. So it's right hip in and back and left shoulder down and across. That's what you need to remind yourself, and that's what the drill will give you, the feelings of the new movements that you can then take into your swing. So do the exercise with the stick, one on the floor, a golf club across your shoulders, and get used to the right position. Once you can feel it in the drill, take it into your shot. It will be a game changer. If you weren't doing this with your right hip before, this is going to really change the way you move the club back, and more importantly, the way you move the club through. Now, as always, I put everything from today's video in your very own PDF video guide. And you can get that inside the community by clicking the link below. And also inside the community, you can take advantage of your free swing analysis. So if you're not already a member, please click the link below and come and sign up. It'll be great to have you part of the community. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. I release new videos like this every week to help you play smarter and more consistent golf. And drop a comment if you have any questions. I read every one and I'll get back to you. Now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.